Hey everybody, welcome! My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and I'm here with my first video about Essen 2016. I've been there for 5 days and I'm back in Belgium now. And well, this first video about Spiel 2016, there might be more where I talk about other things, is talking about the games I got. Well, the Vitruvian collection got a bit bigger, you can say that for sure. My trunk of my car was filled with games as I drove back to my home. So let me show you which games I bought, and well, then you can see what maybe the games are that you will see content about in the next couple of weeks and months, because there's a lot to see, of course. Alright, so let's first start. I did some buyings of second-hand games on through the auction. They're on Board Game Geek. Each time there is an auction where you can bid for games that other users sell, and of course I did as well. So let's start with those pretty quickly. They are not the most important ones, but they were nice opportunities to buy them. So first I got Secret Moon, which is a 3 to 6 player game, or 5 to 8, I'm sorry, 5 to 8 player game by the Kanai factory. I think it's designed by Senji Kanai. Yes, it is. It's the guy that, well, designed Love Letter, a small game. So I'm curious. It was very cheap, so I decided I would try it. Then there is Hook. Hook is a game that I got from a friend of mine. By coincidence, I didn't even know I was bidding for games that he was selling. I have no idea, but this came in a complete set of he sold me a board game package with 4 games. I got Hook, which I don't know anything about. It's 3 to 6 players. I got Flea Market, which I do know from another playthrough I saw. It's it looked cool, but it was cheap, so I can play that later as well. The other 2 games I bought from the same guy is Siberia, the card game. So it looked cool. I think I saw a playthrough of Rado once, and well, he seems to like it quite a bit, so we'll try that one out. And then we have Baker Speed, which is, I think it is a real-time game where you have to be fast, in which I of course suck very hard, but we'll see how it works out. Next, also second hand, and it will probably be hard to see through the ceiling, but it is the Isle of Dr. Necro. This is a game that is, well, it's a competitive game, but apparently it's also very good to play solo. So I'm very curious about this, and maybe I can do a playthrough of this later. That's why I got it. Then we have Spaceships of Catan, or de Ruimteschepen van Catan in Dutch. This is a 2-player game, only in the, well, they call it Catan, but it is about space and stuff like that. But apparently it is a good 2-player game. Of course, it's a Dutch version, so I'll have to check out if it is language dependent. I think it is. I see some cards here on the back with a bit much text, so this won't probably make it to the channel to do a playthrough with Elisa, but still happy to have it in my collection. Then, well, the biggest one for the auction, that is, I was glad in the end he sold it, because I just bid almost the retail price for it, but it's out of print at this moment. They are printing as second printing, but you'll probably have to wait until January, February, March maybe to get a new one of this. And I'm talking about Vast, the Crystal Caverns, which is a special game. It's up to, I think it's up to 5 players, and each player has a very different role. One player can play the hero, the knight, I think. One can play the goblins, one can play the dragon, there is a thief, and one player can even play the cave itself. So very asymmetrical game. So the idea really interested me, and I was curious, and well, now I have a copy, so I can find out how this game really works. Okay, let's go to this side of the board. So couple of friends of mine and I, well, we browsed a little bit through the halls, and we stumbled at a booth of Capsicum Games, where we wanted to try out one game. Well, a friend of mine did. We tried the game, which was pretty good. Was not my cup of tea, but then I saw another small box lying there that they were demoing, and I was really curious about it, especially because it also had a solo play. And the game that I'm talking about is Sigil. Now, apparently this is already a release of last year, but it looks cool. The artwork is stunning of this game, and this game uses a mahjong kind of way, where you have cards on top of each other a little bit, and you have to remove cards to reveal other cards later. And we played a game of this, and we really enjoyed it. The artwork is pretty cool, and well, the artist was there as well to draw some boxes for the people who bought the game. And look at this, it took her about 5 minutes to draw this, so that's just amazing. So a very talented artist, the lady here, and look at this, she drew this for my box, which is, in my opinion, pretty awesome. So Sigil, this is also one that we could do here as a solo playthrough. Next game is one from Japan brand. I pre-ordered this one because I really like the first one. This is the follow-up of Time Bomb. This is Time Bomb 2. I didn't even see how different this is, but since I was pleasantly surprised by the first one, I decided to get Time Bomb 2, which is kind of a party game, hidden role for 4 to 6 players, but the first one was pretty fun. Then I talked to some guys at Fabled Games. Fabled Games is a West Australian publisher, and they were there for the first time ever at Essen. Now, at this moment they only have some kids games that they are publishing, but they apparently have big plans, and I will make a small video about those plans and about their 4 games that they already had at Essen as well. But let them show me to you very quickly. They had the Butterco, where you are trying to make sets of butterflies. There are round cards there, and you are trying. Very simple, but I believe it can be fun with the right people at the right moment. You have Lightning, which looks a little bit like you're playing Jungle Speed, but with a little bit different, of course. You have Snatch, in which you are as quickly trying to have the right set of cards in your hand, depending on some big tiles that are lying in the middle of the table, and when you do, you have to get one of those tiles pretty fast, so it has a real-time element to it. And Monster Mash works a little bit like the same. There are cards with different things on it, and you have to find similar things, and then you have to smash the little monster. Yes, I say there is a little monster in it. It's still in the package, but there is this squeezy little monster. If you hit it at the right time, you win the round. Okay, that's very quickly. I will show more of these later. I will make a video for Fabled Games because they asked me, and they were so gently to give me these games, these copies. So I got them for free. So thank you, Fabled Games, and I said I would make a video for them. All right, then. I was lucky to get this one because I went there on Saturday to find it in the Asmodee shop, and well, they told me that the English version was sold out. So I was actually a little bit sad, because this was for me one of the most important games of the fair, because it is really a solo game, and their previous games were pretty solid. I traded away one of them, Sylvian, but I love Onirim and Castellian, and now they released Tilian, which apparently on Saturday or Sunday they still had copies at English, so they weren't sold out at all. And so I got myself a copy. Now this time this game uses dice, not only cards, so I'm really curious because I love Omniverse solo games and I love dice, so this might be a big hit. I hope so. I'll hope to find out pretty soon. Next, another one from Japan brand that I bought. I think I didn't pre-order. No, it's not Japan brand, right? I think it's the Taiwan one. This. Oh, it's very hard to. Yeah, it's from Emperor S4 or Emperor's 4. Not Japan brand. This one. The pre-orders were already closed when I wanted to pre-order this one, but they had some copies left when I arrived at their booth, and now I bought a 2-player game called Hana Mikoji. It looks like a pretty cool two-player game, so maybe it's one for the channel later with Elisa, who knows, but it looks beautiful. Then I went to my friends at the Rudy Creations booth, and well, I helped them doing some previews in the past, and I helped them with other stuff, so they were so friendly to give me a copy of a few games of them, and this one was one of them. And it's a game that actually I don't know that much about. It's 2 to 4 players. It's apparently by a very good designer, Todd Sanders, and I think I never played a game of Todd Sanders, so I'm very curious. And the game that I got is And Then Wait, They Who Were 8. So curious about this one. It looks special, as you can see the cards are special, and it might be very good. So next, another pre-order I picked up. I think it's from 2+ Games or something like that, also a Asian company, and this I pre-ordered because it looks pretty cool, cute, because of the artwork and stuff like that. So it's called Cat Town. It comes with pretty cool cat meeples. If the game really sucks, I still have those great awesome meeples which I can use in my own prototype of a game that I'm trying to design or develop, and that's called Kissy Cat. And I can use these meeples if this game turns out to be not as good as I hope. Next, another Asian one. This is from publisher, let me see, Thundergriff Games. This one I pre-ordered as well because it looked pretty awesome. The artwork was really nice. I really like this artwork, and it's a trick-taking game with some bluffing and stuff like that. And I'm talking about Overseer, which looks pretty cool. It's a gamble because it plays 3 to 6 players. I prefer to buy games that play at least 2 players, so I can play it more at home with Elisa. But anyway, this looked pretty nice, very beautiful, so I decided to take a chance on this one. Alright, there's still a big pile over there. Let's go to the left side first. Maybe it's your right side if you're looking at me. So, first of all, one of my most anticipated releases of Spiel 2016 is an expansion, and the expansion is for Seven Wonders Duel. It's Pantheon Expansion, which add more to it. Get myself a new wonder. I can build the Statue of Liberty. I think it was a promo for Spiel, and I also bought this bag with the metal coins that you could order for a little bit more money, but well, I really love the game, so metal coins seemed like a good idea. Next, another one that I got from Rudy Creations. I played this one in Greece already in August. This is a game which is really beautiful, and it comes with a pop-up board, which is of course pretty unique. And the game I'm talking about is Might. In this one, your hero Mice trying to get the golden cheese from the dragon that's protecting it. It's like a race with some bluffing and stuff like that. Pretty cute game. I played a 2-player, which was okay, but I think with 3 or 4 players this game is actually pretty solid. So next up is another expansion for one of my favorite games. I got the last one, the previous expansion last year, and this time I got the next expansion in which you can play the Marshal, and you have more another bandit that you can use. And I'm of course talking about Colt Express Marshal and Prisoners, which looks like a very interesting, very good expansion, so I could not resist getting that. Now, next one is also one from Japan brand. I also pre-ordered this one, and well, I already played it, I think Sunday evening after I got back home from Germany, and this game is the one, well, it's called it's the Mask of Anubis, which is a game that uses virtual reality. You can download an app. You have this complete construction like a mask that you can put in front of your head with some magnifying glass. You put your cellular phone, your mobile, into a slot with the app on it, and you will see yourself standing in a room in the dungeon or in the labyrinth, and you're giving clues to your fellow players, trying to find the right route to the treasure. It was pretty cool to play. It was not so simple to play as well. We only played the first scenario, which should be an easy one, and well, we still managed to miss one piece of the puzzle, so much challenge still ahead. Really cool game, really interesting, unique of course, so very cool to have. Next one is a solo game that I doubted very long to pre-order. In the end I didn't, and then I was sad that I didn't, but they had some copies for sale at Spiel, so I was lucky, I bought it immediately. It was not that cheap, that's why I didn't pre-order it on time, but still now I bought it, and because reviews say that it is a very solid solo game, so I bought Coffee Roaster, in which you are roasting coffee. So really curious about this one. This is a big gamble because it was not that cheap, but I hope this lives up to its hype, and maybe there is a playthrough coming one of these weeks or months. Another one from Emperor S4 is another 2-player game which lasts about 15 minutes. I don't know anything about how this game plays, but I thought if I already pre-ordered Hanamikoji, I can as well buy Dark Castle. This game here, 2-player game, it looks cool. I have no clue what happens in this game, but I'm eager to find out. Wow. Next is a game that's of course already known by many of you. I didn't buy it here in Belgium because it was released already, but they were promos inside of the box if you bought a fresh new one at Essen. So that's what I did. And I'm talking about the great game Codename Pictures. Already played this last Sunday as well, and it's another challenge. It plays of course the same as the one with the words, but this one with the pictures, man, this gives a different challenge. It's not funner or less fun than the other one, it's just different kind of thinking you have to do. Pretty solid, very fun, and I managed to get myself the autograph of Vlada Shvatel, which is like a small scribble, but it is Vlada signed this copy for me, and this cute little pirate cat, it was drawn by the artist that drew all the pictures in the game, so I'm pretty happy with my copy. Alright, so next up we still have, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games to go. 7 games to go. Let's go and do that, because otherwise this video will be way too long. Next game is a game that I had my doubts about, because last year they released 504, which was a big experiment by Friedman Freeze, and I was afraid this one was an experiment as well and less of a game. But then I heard some people talk about it who bought the game and played it that same evening, and they said it was very good. So next day I decided to grab myself a copy of Fabled Fruits, which is what they call a fable game, where gameplay can change over time. So you have some rules, they change and they change, so in a while you're always playing a different style of game or different rules that the game uses. So really curious about this one. Also this one I was lucky to get a green autograph, of course, of Friedman Freeze, which is pretty cool. If you ever see a guy running around with green hair, it might be Friedman's. That's the way he is known for. If it's green hair and everything is green with this guy. Really curious about this one. I really want to find out how fun this is to play. Next one, I was very happy that I pre-ordered this, because this one was sold out the first day. When I picked up my copy, I spoke to the designer, which is Gil Hova, and there were so many pre-orders and so many copies that went to retailers that he only had about 200 copies or maybe 150 copies left to sell at the booth. And the game I'm talking about is Networks, which apparently also gets very good reviews. In this game you are managing your own TV station, and you have to fill in the slots of the evening part of your channel to well, have the best programs with the right actors and the right commercials in it. So really curious about this one. This has a solo play as well, so maybe in the future on this channel the Networks solo playthrough. Next one is one that I already did a playthrough for when it was on Kickstarter, and now the game has been released. The game is a worker placement game, as you can see, also signed by the designer, and well, this one is Crysis. Crysis, well, if you go back to one of my previous videos, you can see a playthrough of this one with the old components. This time I do have all the parts and bits that it comes with the custom wooden pieces, so it's a very nice production. This game was very popular at Essen as well. People seem to be very interested in this one, and I'm stacking my pile very dangerously, so let's put it this way, because this is going to fall pretty soon. Next game is a gamble I took because it is of a designer that I really like. If you see here, right here, you see a bunch of games by the same designer, Stefan Feld. Now, this year he released a new game called The Oracle of Delphi, or in German, Das Orakel von Delphi. This is a kind of pick-up deliver race game. I have no idea how it plays. It comes with these tiles that you can make a map with. I'm very curious about this one. I hope this one is good, because Aquasphere didn't do it for me too well. I haven't played it yet, even because it didn't interest me at all. This one, I hope this is good. Please, Stefan Feld, make this another game that we really love here in this house. Next up is a game that I backed on Kickstarter. There was an Essen Spiel pickup that you could do, so I picked up my copy, and the game is by Vangelis Bagiartakis, a Greek designer that did Among the Stars, and this is a new variant of that game. Actually, it uses a little bit of the same system with the square cards. In this game you are trying to have the best farm ever. There is a drafting system in there, and the artwork, in my opinion, looked pretty neat. I was very curious about this one, so I backed and I bought it, and I have it now. I'm not sure, I don't think this has a solo play. No, so maybe a two-player playthrough, who knows. Next one is, let me take that one first, is by a designer that many people very much like. There is only one game that I previously own of him. I still have it because I really like it, and that is Patchwork. I am not a fan of his other games, honestly, of Uwe Rosenberg I'm talking about, of course. I am not a Agricola or Caverna man. I have no interest at all in Le Havre. I'm sorry of all the fans of Uwe Rosenberg. But then again, this new game of his, uses many of the mechanics of Patchwork, which is the one where you have these Tetris-shaped tiles and you have to make these patches. Now, he uses the same system a little bit in Cottage Garden, where you're trying to grow flower beds and stuff like that, and you can score stuff by placing it in the right way. I played it already on Sunday. There is a lot more to this game than I first thought, so I'm still figuring out how to score the most points that you want. In the end I won, so that was pretty cool, but there is a lot to this game that I still have to find out. So that's Cottage Garden. This one has a solo playthrough as well, but I read the rules for the solo variant and they are not exciting at all. You just try to score as many points as you can, so I don't think I'm going to put that on the channel because it might be very boring. Next one is a new expansion as well, and this expansion is for one of my favorite games from the publisher I work for at conventions. So I took this one home with me, of course, and I'm talking about the new expansion for Imperial Settlers, the Aztecs. A new faction which uses praying as a mechanic, in which you do some push your luck stuff. Looks pretty cool. I've read the rulebook, I did proofreading for the rulebook, but I haven't played them yet, so I'm really looking forward to finally playing with these new guys and girls, the Aztecs expansion. And also at the Portal booth I got myself a signed copy. Look at this. This is the signature of Ignacy, of course, with his famous cow. And this is, of course, the new edition of Robinson Crusoe. This is a game that I really love. This is the one with the rulebook that has been gone through many changes. Now you can even read the rulebook and maybe understand it. That doesn't make the game any more easier to win, so good luck if you also have this one. Good luck on the island. I hope you can win one time. Last but not least, probably the biggest hit at Spiel 2016 is a game, well, about Mars, about terraforming Mars, because it's called Terraforming Mars. This was without any doubt the biggest game at Essen Spiel. There were people every day running, sprinting like maniacs to the booth wherever they were still selling these copies. Stronghold was sold out. The let me see, Fricks games, they were sold out, and there was one booth on Saturday that still had German copies. It was crazy, the amount of people running straight to that booth to get a copy of this. Now this one, yes, great reviews, so I'm very curious. It's a little bit heavier, so I hope we can play this at home. I hope it works for us as well. Anyway, this also has a solo variant, so I hope to do a playthrough once, so you as well can see how that works. Wow, so now my throat is dry, it's even hurting because I also spoke a lot in Germany, so I'm trying to get over that, but now I'm talking to you all the time. But anyway, these were all the games that I got at Spiel 2016. Now, please let me know here in the comments which games that you brought home, or send me a picture of all your of your Essen Spiel haul, and send them to me at my email. That's vitruviangamer@gmail.com. I'll put it right over here. So send me a mail with your picture. If you have a good, decent quality picture, I maybe can even do a small episode with your pictures here on screen, so I can show them to everybody. Right, so if you have been to Essen, please talk about it. Let me know it in the comments, and well, let's talk about maybe your surprises at the fair. For me, the biggest surprise was the small game I showed you, Sigil, the small little Mahjong style game. It was one we just found by accident, and it was really fun. The other ones I still have to play, so I hope they're all very good. Also, if any one of these games in particular interest you for me to do a playthrough of, let me know. Let me find out what you guys and girls want to see most on this channel as a playthrough. Alright folks, I think that was it. I need to get some water for my throat, and well, I thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. I probably do some other videos about Spiel later, as soon as I have some time. There will be some playthroughs coming pretty soon. I know I did not do a playthrough while I was in Essen. I filmed one, but I did not have the equipment there to upload the stuff because we had some internet problems here at home, and I had to leave my laptop here so my girlfriend could solve that problem together with some technicians. Anyhow, thank you all for watching, and I see you pretty soon on the future. Bye bye.